guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I've created a copper smoky eye using my Morphe 350 palette. I really wanted to incorporate the more orangey tones, and I focused mainly on these here and yeah, the more warm shade, and I really like how it turned out. If you want to know how to get this look, then please keep watching. Okay, to start off with, I'm going to use my L'Oreal Lumi Magique primer. I'm going to be using the NARS Luminous Weightless Foundation in the shade Gobi. This is the shade that I use when I'm not fake tanned. And I'm just going to pump that directly onto my face. I'm then just going to blend that in with just a flat top kabuki brush. I really don't like using pink undertone foundation. I do like using a cool tone foundation. In MAC terms, NC means neutral cool, so more of a yellow toned, but I know like in L'Oreal they class yellow shades as warm. Right, so for my concealer I am going to use my favourite that I've been using at the minute, and that's the MAC Select Cover Up Concealer in NC20. And I'm going to blend that in with my Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. Immediately you can see the difference. Here you can just see a lot of the darkness, it's cancelled out beautifully. I don't know what you want. Okay, so before that starts to crease, I'm just going to use my usual setting powder, which is the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent powder. I'm going to take my angled highlighter brush from Real Techniques. So I'm just taking that exact same powder on just a big Ego Tools fluffy brush. Okay, so now that I look like an egg, I'm going to start my eyebrows. Okay, to start off my eyebrows, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal Brow Artist Plumper, and this is just to create some definition in the hairs and just like to plump the hairs up, ready for the cream product that I'm going to use next. This just masks also the foundation that's been caught in the eyebrow hairs. Okay, so after I've used that brow plumper, I'm going to go in with my usual MAC Fluid Line Brow Gel Cream in the shade True Brunette. And I'm taking this on a Zoeva winged liner brush. I do just like to use this for my eyebrows just because it's a very thin angled brush. So when I do my brows, I do like to just create a sort of outline around my brow hairs, and this way I have the power of being able to thicken or thin my brows. So I just feather it lightly towards the front, with not a lot of product on the brush in the front that I want, and then hair like brush strokes just to mimic hairs so that the brows aren't thick and blocky in the front. So just on the tail of my brow, I'm going over it with a little angled brush and my HD Brows brow powder, and I'm just using what you can't really see, it's just a very dark cool tone brown, so the brows haven't got that red tone to them. So then I'm just going to clean up the brow with my MAC Select Cover Up Concealer just to make everything very sharp and detailed. And I'm taking that concealer just on a little flat brush. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the Morphe 350 palette for my eyes, and to start off I'm just going to use a base shade, and I'm going to be using that white colour right there. And I've just taken that on a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. Okay, so next I'm just going to use that peachy shade there for my transition colour. You always want to take your transition colour a lot higher up toward your brow bone. Not actually directly on the brow bone, but up quite high, because you are going to be layering darker shadows on, and you want the transition to be very, very smooth, hence why it's called a transition colour. Okay, so then with my Morphe M139 brush, I'm going to be taking that mid-tone brown, and I'm going to be taking that directly in the crease. And then back in with the first brush that we used, just to blend that all out. Okay, so then I am going to go in with that orange shade, and I'm going to focus that again in the crease, just to darken it up again slightly. And we're going to go in with that fluffy brush from the start yet again, just to blend that out. So then on my MAC 239, I'm going to take that centre colour right there, and that's going to go on the outer corner. I am then just going to drag that towards the inner part of my eye. Then I'm going to go back in to that Morphe brush and just blend that out. I don't know what you want. Okay, so for my lid, I am going to be using that shimmery copper shade just there on a flat brush, and then I'm going to spray it with a bit of my Max Fix Plus spray. Then that's going to go. Well, that didn't fucking work, did it? And I'm going to apply that with my index finger, purely because it packs on. I'm just then going to take that flat brush and then just go over that. And then after that, I'm just going to take that mid colour yet again and just blend where we've just laid down the shimmery shade. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry. Okay, so for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to use that shimmery shade right there on a little Zoeva pencil brush. Okay, so then with my Zoeva Luxe, can't even read what it says, Luxe Soft Definer, I believe it is. I'm gonna take that darker chocolate colour next to the centre shade that we used before. I'm only gonna use a tiny bit of that, just to deepen up the outer corner again. Okay, so I'm going to do a winged liner, and I'm going to use a more affordable liner today. This is the Collection Fast Stroke eyeliner, and I do actually really like this. I've used it a few times before. I've used the waterproof one before, and that one's really good. So I'm just going to do my winged liner. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Okay, so I'm just going to use my little pot of Rimmel gel liner for my waterline and my tight line. I'm then just going to use a little angled brush with that shade right there, just to smudge out that black liner. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. I'm then going to go in with another pencil brush and that shade right in the middle again. And I'm just going to blend my lower lash line out a little bit further. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the exact same thing as I did on this eye over here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so for my mascara I'm going to use my favourite at the minute, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run. Okay, so while my lashes are just becoming a little bit more tacky, I'm going to apply my lip colour. I'm going to be using my MAC lip liner in the shade Strip Down. I really like this one, only because it's extremely like brown toned. It hasn't got many pink shades running through it, and I really like that. You say you wanna try, but you never do. So I filled my lips in just slightly with that lip liner. So I'm going to be using a Rimmel, I believe this is a Rimmel lipstick, in the shade Nude Delight. And then right on top of that I'm just going to be using the Essence XXL Nude Lip Gloss. Alright, so then for my bronzer I'm going to be using the Hoola shade from my Cheekathon palette. This was a Christmas edition palette, but I'm just going to be using the shade Hoola from it, and I'm taking that on a Sephora stippling brush. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun. Okay, so by now my eyelashes have become a little bit more tacky. I'm using my favourites, my House of Lashes Iconic. I'm just going to plonk these on using my Vitry tweezers. Okay, so I've got my lashes on. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that mascara for my lower lashes and just a tiny bit on the false lashes. Okay, for my nose contour, I'm just going to use the same Hoola and my Zoeva contour shader. I'm then just going to take my little angled highlight brush from Real Techniques, the one that we used for the powder underneath our eyes, and I am just going to use that just to blend. I am going to use a bit of blush from this palette. I'm going to take a tiny bit of Coralista and a little bit of Dallas. Okay, so for my highlight I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow palette. And my favourite out of this one is actually the shade Drippin' in Gold, but I do like to use a little tiny bit of Sunburst. So I'm going to take that on my little Zoeva fan brush. What you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I die. I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of the shade Sunburst, which is the lightest shade, and I'm going to put a dot of that just on the tip of my nose. I'm taking the same Sunburst shade on a little fluffy brush, and that's going to go down the bridge of my nose and the slope. Okay, so that is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you in my next video.